Hi everybody, welcome back. We're going to do some yoga, so get ready. Unroll your mat, grab props if you'd like to use them. I'll see you right back here. We'll get started. Welcome back. We're going to get started today in tadpole pose. I am grabbing a blanket here to help buffer the knees. Feel free to do the same or use whatever you might have available. And certainly if you don't have anything available, don't worry, you can work around this and I'll explain. So if you have a blanket, just unroll it. Make sure that it extends the edges of your mat. Start by coming onto your hands and knees. Start in child's pose by separating the knees, bringing the toes together, relaxing your hips back. You can extend the arms forward or back on the mat. Feel free to hold it right here. If you'd like to work it deeper into tadpole, so if you're not working with a blanket, you can stay in child's pose. If you have a blanket or some kind of cushioning on the floor, you can separate your knees wider than the mat. Keep the toes together. Let the arms continue to extend out. Lower your forehead down. And just let yourself settle into your space right here. Please modify your practice today in a way that makes sense for you. Honor where you are. Definitely challenge yourself where you can. But if you need to back off, modify, or do whatever else, absolutely fine. You can also leave me comments too. If you're unsure how to modify something, I will be more than happy to explain how to modify certain things. Just keep the breath moving. We'll hold it here for about 3 more deep breaths. Then slide your hands in, lift the head up, bring the knees in a little bit closer, 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 and have a seat on your heels. I'm going to keep my blanket here where it is underneath my knees to help, again, buffer the knees. Having a seat on the heels. If you need to, you can also take a block between the heels to sit on a block. Or you can even separate your heels if that feels better. And maybe walk your hands back a little bit. Scoop the tailbone some so you start to feel the quads wake up as you just barely lift your hips off the heels. Feel the shoulders roll back a little bit. Keep the chest lifted. Gaze past the nose and we'll hold for another deep breath. You can release your hips back down, come up, come into pigeon pose, bring the right knee through, the left leg back. Sit tall and modify if you need, lay back, reverse figure 4, right ankle above your left knee if that is better suited for you at this time. Soften into the stretch. Pigeon is a yin stretch as well that you can do while the body is cold. And we'll hold it here for another deep breath or 2. If we were doing just a dedicated yin yoga practice, we would hold these yin stretches for far longer. but we're going to be moving and flowing a little bit. Then slide the hands in, lift the head up. Roll to the right leg, bring your left leg around. Wrap your right leg behind you. So we're just going the other way, setting up pigeon pose on the left side. Sit tall. Again, modify if you need. Please honor where you are. Be careful with the joints. And when you're ready, extending arms out. Relax the head down. And we'll give it another deep breath or two here. And coming out, head up, slide the hands in. Bring your left knee back, so you're coming onto hands and knees. And if you're using a blanket like I am, just move it to the side. You can fold it over again, and just move it to the side, but keep it close enough in case you want to use it later on in the practice. From hands and knees, spread the fingers wide, tuck your toes, and come to downward facing dog. Feel free to walk out your feet in the first down dog of the day. Taking an inhale, lift the heels high. Then with your exhale, sink the heels down. We'll bring it forward to plank pose, lining up the shoulders. And drop the knees. Let the hips sink forward, coming right into high cobra pose. So the knees stay on the mat, the shoulders line up over the wrist, and relax the shoulders back. And we'll take one more deep breath in. Returning to down dog as you exhale, hips up and back, and hold for another deep breath. Putting a little bend in the knees, look forward. Walk or hop your feet to the front. Fold over the legs when you get there. Keep the feet just slightly separating, head down, soften the knees, start rolling up slowly to stand as you press down and uncurl, lifting all the way up. Soften the shoulders, stand tall in Tadasana. Inhaling, sweep the arms around. Exhaling as you dive, interlace fingers behind the back. Stretch both arms overhead. You can bend the knees as much as you like. Just make sure there's at least a micro bend here. Keep the head softening down and hold for another deep breath in. Exhale, hands, fingertips to the mat, chest up. Send the left leg back in low lunge. Let's do a little Vashisthasana side plank. Keep the left hand down and stack the right leg. Face the right side of the room. Reach the right arm high. Modify any way that you choose, and we'll hold just one more deep breath in. Then exhale back to center plank. Breathe in. Chaturanga, breathing out. Inhale, upward facing dog. Then exhale back to your down dog or hold in child's pose. Let's give it about 3 deep breaths. One more time. Then from your downward facing dog, let's lift the right leg high. With your exhale, bring the knee to the nose and round it in. Inhaling, lift the right leg. Exhaling, low lunge, big step through the hands. Step all the way up to the front and fold over the legs. Big inhale, sweep the arms around, rise up. Exhaling again as you dive, arms behind you, interlace fingers, opposite pinky finger on top. Remember that, change the grip. Arms overhead, head down. Take one more big inhale. Exhaling, hands, fingertips to the mat, head up, chest up. Right leg, step it back, low lunge. Vashisthasana, side plank, right hand down. Stack the left leg on top. Face the left side of the room. Modify as you wish. Reach high, lift up, and hold for another deep breath in. Then exhaling back to center plank, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing. Back to your downward facing, or feel free to take child's pose. 3 more breaths. And from your downward facing dog, big inhale, we'll lift up the left leg. Exhale, round it in, knee to nose. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, low lunge, big step through the hands. Step all the way up to the front and fold over the legs, head down. Inhaling, sweep the arms around, rise up. Bring the palms together and let the prayer settle to the heart. We'll start our next sequence in tree pose, Vrikshasana. Start by shifting your weight to the right leg. Turn your left toes out. Now we have the hip opening stretch. Look straight ahead. Look at one point. That's your drishti. That's going to help you balance. Step your left foot inside the right leg. If you're bringing the foot a little higher, if the hips are okay, feel free to do so. Just avoid the inside of the right knee. Chest up, lengthen the tailbone down. Keep the shoulders relaxing down. Keep looking at your focal point. Then press through, reach the arms high, lift up. Relax the shoulders down the back. Soften the eyebrows. Keep the breath moving, and we'll hold for another deep breath. Just the palms come back together again. Return the prayer to the heart. Keep your left leg lifting. Point your left knee straight forward. Warrior 3, left leg back. Tilt forward like a seesaw. You can keep the palms together at the heart center, or you can release the arms straight back behind you as you fly forward. Try to level the hips, lower the left hip a little bit, and hold one more breath. Step to warrior 1, step back, left heel down, and sweep the arms up, reach high. Nice bend in the right knee. Maybe look up and hold for a breath. Open for warrior 2, reach out, keeping the arms strong, relax the shoulders, hold for a breath. Reverse warrior, sweep the right arm over. Skandasana, lower both hands to the inside of the right foot on the mat and travel to the left. Bend the left knee deep, stretch the right leg and hold for a breath. We'll take it into lizard pose up at the front as you come up. Pivot, walk your hands around. You can walk your right foot over a little bit more to give you some space, and lower the back knee down. You can stay here. You can put blocks under the hands. If you would like to add on, optional of course, you can lift your back foot. Take your right hand to opposite foot. Grab your back foot. Sink the hips in. Chest up, start gazing slightly toward the right and hold for another deep breath. Come back through center, lower the hands, lift the back knee up and step back to downward facing dog. Taking an inhale, bring it forward to plank. Chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing. Pressing to your downward facing, and we'll give it just another full breath here. Taking an inhale, lift up the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose, round it in. Inhaling the right leg up. Exhaling, low lunge, big step through the hands. Step all the way up to the front and fold over the legs, head down. Inhale, sweep the arms around, rise up. Palms together at the heart center, standing tall, Samastitihi. We'll set up tree pose, Vrikshasana, going the other way. Shift your weight to the left leg, turn the right toes out. Look straight ahead at one point. finding your drishti. Step your right foot inside the left leg. Avoid the knee if you're going a little bit higher than the knee. Lengthen the tailbone down, chest up, soften the shoulders, stand tall, float the arms high, separate the hands, reach up, drop the shoulders down the back. Keep looking straight ahead. Keep the breath moving, and we'll hold one more full breath. Just the hands return together at the heart center. Keep the right leg lifting. Point your right knee straight forward. Warrior three. Tilt forward like a seesaw. Right leg back. Strong standing leg option to keep the palms together, or you can reach the arms straight back behind you as you fly through. Level the hips if you can. One more breath. Warrior one, float back, right foot on the mat, heel down, lift up, deep bend in the left knee, maybe look up, one more breath. Warrior two, drop the arms out and hold for another full breath. Reverse warrior, left arm, reach it over. Skandasana, side lunge. Hands to the inside of the left foot on the mat. Travel to the right. Stretch the left leg. Sit deep, one breath. Take it to lizard pose at the front as you come up and pivot. Walk your hands around to the inside of the left foot. You can walk your left foot over a little bit. Lower your back knee down, chest up. Feel free to hold right here. You're already getting a nice hip opening stretch. Blocks under the hands if you need to. Whatever you choose. Option to add on for the quad stretch. You'll lift your back foot, the right foot. Take your left hand, reach back, sink in, and we'll hold it here for another deep breath. Then letting go as you release, return to center, lift the back knee up, downward facing dog, press back. Feel free to hold, feel free to flow through. And we'll give it another full breath. Taking an inhale, lift up the left leg. With your exhale, round it in, knee to nose. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, low lunge, big step through the hands. Step all the way up to the front and fold over the legs, head down. Inhaling, sweep the arms around, rise up. Palms together at the heart center. Samastitihi, tree pose. Shift your weight to the right leg, turn the left toes out. Step the left foot inside the right leg, just getting into it a little bit quicker since we've been here before. Look straight ahead at one point. Press down, chest up, arms high, reach up, one breath. Palms together again at the heart. Point the left knee straight forward, warrior three. Tilt back, lean in, palms together, or reach back, one breath. Listen carefully. We'll move into revolved half moon pose. Lower your left hand. You can put a block under the left hand if you like. Keep the left leg lifting. Lift the right arm high. Press away from the mat. Then shift your gaze to the right. Look up if you can and hold for another deep breath. Low lunge, lower the right hand, touch the left toes back down on the mat. Warrior two, spin the back heel down, windmill the arms out and around, reverse the warrior, right arm over. Skandasana, hands to the inside of the right foot, travel to the left, stretch the right leg, one breath. We'll take it into half moon Ardha Chandrasana. As you lift, Reach the right hand in front of the right foot. Block if you want to use it. Lift the left leg, lift the left arm. Reach up, reach away. Always start by looking down first. Build up your foundation from the ground level up. And when you're stable here, when you're steady to do so, that's when you try looking left, maybe looking up at your hand and holding for another deep breath. We'll add a Shiva squat here. Lower your left hand, lift the left leg, then tap the left knee behind the right and bring it in. Inhaling, lift the left leg, lizard pose, walk your hands toward the inside of the right foot, touch the left toes down behind you, deep bend in the right knee, lower your back knee all the way down on the mat. You can hold it here or add the quad stretch if you like. Right hand to left foot. Sink the hips in, chest up, look right, one breath. Then let it go, both hands inside the right foot. Lift the back knee up. Now listen carefully, down dog split. Sweep the right leg all the way up and back, reach high. Bring the knee to the nose and round it in. Inhale the right leg high, bend the right knee and open the hip. Hold here, head down. Option to keep your down dog split, or if you want to flip the dog, Ardha Chakrasana, it's a half wheel pose. Step the right foot behind you, pivot, and reach the right arm over. Lift up and hold for one more deep breath in. Let the exhale take you back to down dog split. Meeting here, reach the right leg a little higher. Then step to low lunge, bring your foot through the hands. Step all the way up to the front and fold over the legs, relax the head down. Big inhale, sweep the arms around, rise up. Palms together again at the heart center, Samastitihi. Vrikshasana, tree pose, getting right into it. Shift your weight to the left leg, turn the right toes out, step your right foot inside the left leg. Set yourself up, stand tall, relax the shoulders down, float the arms high, reach up, chest up, drop the shoulder blades down, hold one more breath. Return the palms to prayer at the heart. Stand tall, right knee pointed forward. Warrior three, right leg back, tilt forward. Option to keep the palms at prayer or reach the arms back for a breath. Revolved half moon, Parvrita, Ardha Chandrasana. Lower your right hand toward the mat. Keep the head lifted, chest up, right leg lifting up. Lift your left arm high, opening a twist toward the left side. When you can, look left, maybe look up and hold for one more breath. Then lower the left hand, step back to low lunge, right toes on the mat. Warrior two, right heel spins flat, come up, windmill the arms out and around. We'll reverse the warrior, left arm, reach it over. Skandasana, hands to the inside of the left foot, travel to the right. For your side lunge, one breath. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose as you lift up. Reach the left hand in front of the left foot. Use a block if you like. Lift the right leg. Lift the right arm high. Lift up and away, looking down first. Get yourself set up with your foundation. And when you're steady enough to do so, that's when you try shifting your gaze to the right. Look up if you can and hold for another deep breath. Shiva squat, right hand to the mat. Tap the right knee behind the left and bring it in. Lift the right leg high, lizard pose. Right toes touch back down, your hands inside the left foot. Lower your back knee down to the mat, chest up, hold. You can stay here or add the quad stretch. Lift the right foot, take your left hand, reach back, sink in. Chest up, head up, and hold for a breath. As you release, hands inside the left foot, lift the back knee up, down dog split. The left leg lifts up and back. Now bring the knee to the nose and round it in. Inhale the left leg. Hold as you bend the left knee, open the hip and drop the head down. Feel free to keep it right here for your down dog split. If you want to take the flip, if you did it on the first side, Ardha Chakrasana, your half wheel, flipping the dog, you're going to carefully step the left foot back, pivot, and open the whole front side of the body. Reach the left arm over, hold for another deep breath in. Then return to down dog split with the left leg high. Step to low lunge and bring your foot through the hands. Step all the way up to the front and fold over the legs, head down. Keep your feet about hip width distance apart. We'll do a little Padangusthasana, hand to toe pose. Time for a little break. Use the first 2 fingers of each hand, grab inside the big toes. Lift the chest, inhale. Then exhale, head down, elbows out. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, and we'll hold for about 3 more deep breaths. And lifting up the head again, chest up, releasing out the toes. You can bring the feet a little bit closer together, put a deep bend in the knees, and just have a seat on your mat. So just sit back, bring the soles of the feet together, drop the knees out for Baddha Konasana. Yeah, I'll do this facing you because we're going to work into some wide-legged forward folding, right? Seated. So the feet together, knees out, sit tall. If this is deep enough, you're just going to hold it right here. If you have room to reasonably come forward and stretch a little deeper, do so. Lengthen without like crouching. Let the elbows kind of hug in a little bit so that if your knees are lifting, you can use your arms to gently press down. Lengthen forward and hold for another deep breath. And slowly coming up, hands to your knees, fold the knees in, drop the hands behind you and just windshield wiper the knees a little side to side. All right, now before we actually come into our wide-legged forward fold, we're gonna do a little bit of leg work first. So lay down on your right side. So I'm laying on my right side, you lay on your right side, and you can just keep a bend in the elbow, stacking your left leg on top of the right. Lift your left leg straight up toward the sky, and if you need to lay down a little bit further, you can stretch the right arm out, you can rest your head on the arm, whatever's comfortable for you. I'm just demoing this way, so feel free to do it this way. Point your left toes up toward the sky. Tap your left heel toward the mat. Point your left toes up, lift the leg. Now, flex the foot and bring your left leg slowly forward, making sure that your left foot stays parallel toward the floor as you lower and tap down. Then lift the left leg back up, point the toes, tap your heel to the mat. Lift the left leg, point the toes, flex the foot, bring your left leg slowly forward. Just working the hip stabilizing muscles here. Make sure your toes don't point up or point down. We want the foot parallel. Lift the leg, tap the heel, point the toes, flex the foot, bring it forward. We're gonna do this 2 more times. So lift the left leg back up, point the toes, tap the heel, lift, point the toes, flex the foot, bring your left leg slowly forward. Slow, 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 so you can really fire up the hip stabilizing muscles. Return the left leg up, point the toes, tap the heel, point the toes, flex the foot, bring your left leg slowly forward. Good, lift the left leg up and just lower your left leg on top of the right. Now lay down on your back. We're going to release this first before doing the second side. So as you lay back, take your left ankle above the right knee for a reverse figure 4 and hug the right leg in. Flex the foot, flex both feet actually, relax the shoulders. Just let your head soften back on the mat, and we'll hold it here for another deep breath. Then letting go, we'll lay now on the left side. I'm just gonna switch sides so I'm still facing you. Lay down on your left side so your right leg is on top. Let your left forearm just rest on the mat. Essentially, we're doing 5 sets of this leg work. So lift your right leg up toward the sky, point the toes, tap your right heel toward the mat. Lift your right leg, point the toes, flex the foot, bring your right leg slowly forward. Slow, slow, slow. Keep your foot parallel to the floor as you lower it down. Fire up the hip flexors, the hip stabilizers. Bring your right leg back up, point the toes, tap the heel. Point the toes, lift, flex the foot, bring the right leg slowly forward. Foot parallel, lower, 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 lower. Tap it down, right leg up, point the toes, tap the heel. Lift and point, flex, bring the right leg slowly forward. Slow, 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 slow. 2 more sets, right leg up, point the toes, tap the heel. Point the toes, flex the foot, bring the right leg slowly forward. Lift the right leg last time, point the toes, tap the heel. Point the toes, flex the foot, bring the right leg slowly forward. Good, right leg up. Lower the right leg back down on top of the left. Lay on your back. We'll do the reverse figure 4. Again, right ankle above the left knee and hug the left leg in. Flex the feet, soften the shoulders. We'll hold it here for another full breath. Then as you release, let's bring both feet to the mat. You can hug the knees in toward the chest, and I'll leave this up to you. Yogi's choice. You can roll to your side and return to an upright position, keeping it uncomplicated. Or if you want to add just a little something to it, keep the knees hugging in and rock up and down along the spine, using your breath for momentum. And on a big inhale, return to an upright position. Now we'll take our wide-legged forward folding. So separate your feet wide as is reasonable for you here. So that's going to be in a different place for all of us. That's okay. So if you need to, ultimately, you can lean up against a wall to support your back so you're not struggling to sit tall. You want to make sure your low back isn't rounding so much that you really can't lean forward. So support yourself. A blanket comes in really handy here. So you can take a blanket and really not fold it over any more than that. Put it under your sit bones. That will raise your hips up enough so that you find length in the lower back. And that accomplishes the lengthening right there so you're not hunching. And if you're otherwise good to go, just walk your hands out. Relax. If the knees need to bend a little, let them bend. Make sure the toes point up, maybe point back a little, but just avoid the urge for the toes to turn inward. This is an external hip rotation. And we'll hold it here for another full breath. Actually, 2 more deep breaths. And as you come out, just walk the hands in, return upright, and take your left hand down the left leg. Reach the right arm over for a stretch, or you can take the right arm and wrap it around the lower back for a stretch. Hold one breath. Returning to center, go the other way. Right hand on the right leg, maybe reach for the foot. Left arm over. Option to left arm around the lower back, a little half bind. One more breath. Returning upright again, release the grip, shuffle your feet back together, shuffle, 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 shuffle. We'll bend up at the knees and lay down on the back as we settle into Shavasana. So just lay back. You can keep your knees bending to start with, just drop the arms out to the side and windshield wiper the knees a little side to side. When you feel released out enough, just return to center. You can bring the arms in a little bit closer toward the sides, palms up, extending out the legs as you set up Shavasana. Relax the shoulders back and close your eyes. Letting go of the breath as you settle back into stillness. Letting go of the practice, letting go of movement, and just embrace these few moments. They're important ones, giving your body the opportunity to restore and recover so you feel better walking back into your day, as well as just giving your body the opportunity to better integrate the benefits of your efforts. Letting go, embracing the stillness, relax. Feel free to stay longer if you have time to do so. I will otherwise leave you here today. Thank you again for sharing your practice with me. Always good to have company on the mat. Until we meet again next time on the mat, namaste.